Hi, this is Regina, and I'm going to make another raw video. It is July 21st, and I'll let you know what's happening. July 20th, I got up. There was someone encroaching upon my space. I was finally bold enough to drive up to someone and said, I don't want to catch you near my vehicle when I wake up again. Okay, you have no right to harass me or be on top of my vehicle when there's a whole parking lot. So, and then, of course, I went about my way. Well, I went about my way and I started to do deliveries, and I only had so much gas, so I got like, what, 2 or 3 deliveries, 2 maybe. So I got like 2 good deliveries, and I have to wait like 2 hours before the money comes over to where I can cash it out and use more for gas. So I was doing deliveries in the area where I do that, and I went to the gas station. I thought, I'm out of gas. I can do no more. I'll sit here and wait for that money to come over. It only is supposed to be 2 hours. I literally was waiting for much more than 2 hours, because I've already, there was already time on it, so I was like thinking it won't be too long, but I waited for hours. And then as I was here, the police were parked like way behind me. And I thought, that's fantastic, because I could feel them, watching me or whatever. I'm thinking, oh. So I'm sitting in a spot waiting for my money to come over, and I'm talking to the people at this gas station. And it finally came time for me to get gas and everything. And I was in there, and I was I was outside first. Let me back up. I was outside first, and this guy walked past me and almost rubbed himself up against me. And I said, I was nice. I said, excuse me, you could have gave me a little bit more room there. And this guy was dressed all fancy. You could tell he was some kind of a candy-ass narcissist. And I was like, oh, Lord. So he was like, oh, excuse me. I said, no. I said, you could have gave a lady a little bit more room than to walk right on top of me. There was plenty of room around me. So he got all pissed off because I said something to him. And he tried to get these 2 teenagers, a very tall young girl and a very tall young boy. He tried to manipulate them to attack me. So when I walked in, the boy started saying something to me, something, and then said, well, that's just how I think. And I said, move along, please. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, he started saying something else, and I was like, move along. And and I was just shooing him along, because I'm not going to fault a teenager because they're passionate. They're passionate and they're full of emotion, and that freakazoid candy ass literally manipulated them to be reactive. So I wasn't going to blame them. He was being a bitch. That guy was. So I was like, okay, and it didn't work. So he got pissed and he left. And he ran over to the police and was trying to tell on me like some candy ass little narcissistic bitch, which he was. So I'm like, great, he's yelling at the cops. I ain't too worried about that, because of whatever, He has no right to be almost rubbing his body up against mine. Ew. So I went in and I was like, yay, it's time to leave. I was here forever, and I'm going to put gas in my truck. So I pull up, put gas in my truck, and then I tried to start my truck. Nothing. And I was like, oh crap, the starter. So I went tap, 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 came in, turned it on again. Nothing. Went back out, tap, 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 came back in. And you know how when you turn your key, it's you turn it once and then all the lights come on. Then you turn it again and it starts it. Well, I got it to turn on where the lights came on, and then when I tried to start it, it spun. I was like, oh my God. And I tried to turn it off. It spun backwards. There was no tension at all. There was no tension. I couldn't turn my truck off or on. It was half on because of all the lights. I was like, oh my God, right? What is this day? I'm burning ass hot. I did some deliveries. I had one of the mean boys be mean to me over at one of my places, and then this narcissistic candy ass, and then, him crying at the cops, and now my ignition is spinning. So what happens next? What do you think happened next? That cop pulls right in behind me. I'm like, really? And he gets out, and I was very pissed at my vehicle. I thought, oh God, I waited here. I'm hot. I live outside. Everybody is what the hell ever at that place where I tried to get a room. It's just like it's like piling up on me. I stood there and talked to that cop for hours. He was like, I guess the chief or something. And we had a good talk, and I called the only person I know to call is my friend. So I called my friend who works on vehicles and who works over where I'd had my brakes done. And I called him. I said, oh my God, I'm stuck. Please, can you help me? So he said, when I get off work, I'll come. So I had to wait. I had to wait at this gas station for like 6 more hours. And I was like, oh God, I'm burning up. I was eating, they give free ice or whatever, and I was eating so much ice, I should have been a snow cone. And I ate ice after ice after ice because I was burning ass hot. And I kept having to come outside because you can't, stay in the store. So I'm out in my vehicle burning ass hot, and it was whatever. So he finally came. I'm like, yay, he finally came. This is it. And I was still parked at the pump. Like I pushed my vehicle to the pump in front of me that was out of order. And I put the cone there so no one would think, that I'm waiting there. So it was there. And then he looked at it and he took this piece off and he's like, it needs an ignition piece. And I was like thinking, oh my God. So he's like, we need to get it till we can get it back to the shop. And he kept working with it. He goes, I can't get it to do anything, He goes, I'm going to go and tomorrow's my day off and I'll call you and see what we can do. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to spend the night, here. And then me and him pushed this vehicle, my truck, all the way back into a position, into a parking spot. And it's not easy to do that because my truck's heavy and it doesn't steer really well when it's not started and all that. So we pushed it in and it's still sitting here. So I was sitting here. So I talked to that police officer, after that for hours. And apparently he was like, the boss or something, or chief or whatever they call those. And it was a good conversation. And then I was like, well, please make sure that I'm okay. I have to spend the night here. This is horrible because I don't really know this area like that. And, I'm a female and I always stay where I know, where my sheriffs are. I always stay around where my sheriffs are. Well, so I'm stuck here. And then what do you think happens? So he leaves and it starts to get dark. And I'm like, people are attacking me left and right because I'm in a damn parking lot. Excuse my language. So I'm like, oh my God, this is so horrible. I feel so trapped. I feel freaking out like I'm trapped. Well, the lights started to go down. So what do you think happened? What I didn't think would happen. All these homeless people were coming out of the woodworks. Man, they were like walking around and they were everywhere. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. Have you ever seen the zombies in the video game where they're like walking there? They're like falling forward. These people walked like zombies. And I was like, what is happening? And I thought, oh, hell no. If any of them come over here, they better get the hell away from me right now. Well, I started walking. I was going to go pee at the gas station. And they're like, we're closed. Go into the store. So I walked all the way to the store, right? And I was seeing an officer going in. And I said, sir, I'm broke down up here. If you could, can you make sure to drive past me a few times tonight and check on me, And he was kind of rude. And I thought, damn, really? I just told a rude cop to come buzz me. Great. And I felt kind of like shitty, like, because he was like, where do you live? And I said, in my vehicle. And he goes, no, where do you live? I said, in my vehicle. And then he kind of like treated me different, and I was like, you know what, that didn't make me feel very good. So I was like, well, whatever. So I went and I went pee and I came out and I thought I'm going to come and get a salad or something to eat. So when I went in there, I didn't want to go in there. I went in there to get a salad and, with a little bit of money I had, and people were just acting like assholes. And I thought, oh my God, it just must be this area. I'm not sure. But the cop was really nice, the first cop. And I was like, okay. So I was walking back to my vehicle. It was like all the way across this parking lot. So I was walking and I seen this guy pull literally right up to my vehicle where my driver's side door was. He pulled up and he gets out. and I seen him looking in my vehicle. And I'm thinking, what? And I'm still walking up, and then I see him try my handle. Pata! It makes that noise when you can't get it open. Like he slipped his hand. And I thought, that fucker just literally tried to open my door. Well, I was close enough. I said, excuse me, can I help you? And he's like, oh, and he started to walk towards his vehicle again. And then he smarmy, turned around and started walking to the gas station like he's going to talk his way out of this shit. I said, no, excuse me, can I help you? Oh, I just thought I seen someone sleeping in there. And I said, sir, there's cardboard on my window. How do you see anybody in there? Unless you're looking intentionally in the window, just like I seen him do. I said, why were you trying to open my door? I wasn't. And I'm thinking, you lying bastard, I just watched you do it. And I'm thinking, he sees someone sleeping in there, then why were you trying to open the door? Let's be Christian, because he was trying to push on me that what I was. He could see what I was. I said, yeah, I am a Christian, but I'm going to tell you this. I have a right to defend myself, and I'm going to tell you, you have no right peeping in anybody's window. And if I was in that vehicle and you would have been peeping in my window, I'm telling you, we would have had to call the sheriff, because you would have been in a world of hurt. Because I ain't putting up with no damn people be peeping and trying to open my doors in my vehicle. Well, let's be Christian. I said, I am a Christian. I said, I don't ever want to see you around my vehicle. I called the cops because I'm thinking, this dude is literally trying to break into my vehicle. And he goes in there, and I call him, and as soon as he's pulling out, they're pulling in. And I took a picture of his license plate and gave it to the cop. And this nice cop came up. He was so nice. And he's like, well, we'll go make sure that he doesn't come back here at all. I was like, okay, so they chased him down or whatever. I thought, okay, I've already had to call the cops because someone was trying to break into my vehicle, and all these zombie-like homeless people. Oh, my God. So there was all kinds of crap happening all night long. People were trying to come near my vehicle, and they were just... I got zero sleep. And when I woke up this morning, someone was parked next to me munching away on my energy because I'm in a public spot. So I'm like, I can't, there's 100 of them. I'm like, oh God. Well, I get up and I started to bitch, man. And I was like, get the fuck away from my truck. Excuse my language, but I mean, come on. No sleep, zombies, people be breaking into my vehicle, candy asses trying to get teenagers to attack me. And I thought, is this some kind of a nightmare or whatever? So I'm asking the Father, please, Lord, don't let me be stranded here. Please, I don't want to be stranded here. And my friend, I was hoping that would call me earlier. He did call. He called in the morning. He says, we're trying to find a tow truck or do something like that. And now, what time is it? I can't see. And now it's like 4:45. And I'm still sitting here, and I'm hot, and yeah, and I don't know what's happening. And I tried to call the shop over there, and the one guy's, he's like, how you doing? I said, I'm very, very hot. He goes, I'm so chilly and cold. So I didn't feel too good about, almost like he was like, haha, look at me, I'm nice and cool. And I thought, why would you want to say that to someone who's burning to death outside? And I'm stressed, and, there's too many people around. I need to be, moving away and being by myself. Well, you can't do that if your truck doesn't run. So I'm still waiting, and I have faith on my friend because he's a very chill dude, and, he's just his day off, and I'm sure his wife wanted to do all whatever, do family things or whatever. So I'm still having hope. I'm still very, very hopeful, and I'm still sitting here. So I'm still sitting here, and I'm hoping that the chief guy, the big police guy, would come again so I can talk to him, and maybe they could very much watch me tonight because, man, last night was crazy, and I don't want to repeat if they're going to see me sitting here still, and I'm thinking, oh God, so here I sit and stand, and I'm in the store. I have very little money. Of course, I need to work to make that gas money, and gas is down. I'm like, oh God, I should push my truck over to the pump, put a little bit in, and push it backwards, and just in case it goes back up, right? So, here I am. I am broke down. My ignition switch is spinning. It's given up the ghost. And I'm hot. I'm very, very hot. I've been sweating and sweating and sweating, and I'm trying to put cardboard on my window that's so old it's like disintegrating. I need to get new cardboard or something to block my windows when I'm in here, and it's something else. It is something else, and I feel very emotional, and I don't like that. I'm trying to keep that under cover because, you know, I don't want to be out of control with my emotions, because I could literally cry right now so hard because I'm losing money by not working, and I'm not used to not working. I'm used to working every moment of my day. So I feel like I'm in a forced vacation that is the worst vacation I've ever had. People be breaking in and trying to be weird and crap all over me. It's something else. And trust me when I say this, you know how they say, oh, we'll laugh about it later. I won't be laughing about this ever. I will never be laughing about this ever, because this was something else. And I do not like it, and I do not and would not ever want to repeat it. I hope to God I don't have to. But so I'm just gonna, this video's been long enough, and I just wanted to say that I'm broke down, I'm hot, I'm hopeful still, but I'm emotional, and I can't wait to get back to work. I can't wait to get back to work. I just need to continue to push forward. Sitting in one spot is not good for me. So I'm just going to go. I hope this day finds you well. I hope that you're in nice air conditioning, and that you get to eat nice strawberries and have air conditioning and box fans and the good stuff. I hope you can enjoy it and never take it for granted, because there's people like me who are out here without those good things and who are trying our ass off to make it. So enjoy those things in your life. Don't take them for granted. And may this day find you well. Excuse me. So be good and do good things, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.